Good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the Village of Lannon Special Village Board meeting to order on Friday, April 19th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to welcome our new member to their first official meeting here, and we'll do roll call. Calicola Roby,
Here.
Grenier,
Here.
Lake,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Summers, here, and Yates. All present. Thank you all for coming to this short notice, odd time. I appreciate it. Statement of public notice.
It's been posted.
Thank you. Before we dive into too much of this, it's been brought to my attention that there were some calls fielded today because of one of the agenda items regarding land and estates. I just want to put it out there publicly that this is a closed session item, so we will not be discussing that item publicly. It's just some ongoing negotiations between the village and the owners of the property. If owners do have concerns, I would urge them to contact the management company with those concerns or questions. And if you would please also copy the village clerk, Brenda Clemmer, so that the board can be aware of what concerns or issues there might be. But there will be no public discussion on the matter tonight. Item 5. Discussion and possible action on how the board would like to fill the vacancy from the resignation of Steve Reed. So if some of you were on the board and may recall, we had this situation not too long ago with the resignation of Kevin Paquette. We have the same 3 options available to us, basically. One is to simply leave the seat vacant. There are a number of reasons why that's probably not a great choice, but that is an option for the board to consider. The other option is to hold a special election. Special election would be an off-cycle election. We would run it just like a regular election. We would get nomination papers, and then we would have we'd have poll volunteers come in and hold an election with ballots and everything. It can be a costly proposition in a year where we already have a number of scheduled elections. Or we can appoint. And how we choose to appoint, we have a number of different options on how we might do that. If you'll recall, the last time what we did is we had an open period where we asked people that were interested in serving to submit a letter of interest to the clerk by a certain date. And then we, at a subsequent meeting, we allowed those individuals to plead their case or their interests or why they felt they were a good candidate, and then the board made a selection from those candidates. There are some other options, should the board be interested in hearing them, but I think that's, in terms of the appointment process, but that's how we did it before. I believe that's how it was done in the past with some previous boards. So I would invite any discussion or comments on what folks would like to do. Or if they have questions about those 3 options.
Well, it worked for us, to put a letter in, and it ended up two positions were available, but it worked out for us, but I think the letter's a good idea. If somebody wants to, join, bring a, do that process, because we can't afford to do a regular election. That's just too costly, so,
And leaving the seat vacant is not a good idea.
not,
It's not at all a good idea.
no.
No, I mean, it is rare that we have voting situations that aren't, primarily unanimous, but it's just not, I don't think it's good form to have an even number of votes.
My only question would be is if we do the submit the letter of interest, we brought that up when there were more people in attendance.
Mhm.
How do we get that word out?
So I think that is a bit of a challenge. I think we'll have to do a combination of things. We'll have to do some social media things. We'll have to do a posting on the website. I don't-
We can use the Civic Plus system. too,
Yep,
for
we can
anyone
use the
stopping
Civic
in.
Plus system. The only other real consideration that we might think about is if we wanted to do a mailing. Again, you're starting to talk about incurring a certain amount of expense. Those are getting more expensive in the village because there's more addresses. And often I feel like mail in certain parts of the village especially with our current post office staff, is not, it's less than reliable.
Yes.
So, that will be a challenge and it won't be a perfect process, I'm sure, but if we all kind of chip in and do the best we can to make sure people are aware, we can notify, management companies of larger communities, Lannon Estates, Overstone, Whispering Ridge, Rock Point Village.
Do we have any idea how many hits we get on our website?
I am not familiar with the data. I'm sure that KCOM has it.
Yeah, we can get it.
Just
Then we would know how often people go to the website.
I would say the responsibility for the residents in this community are to be tuned into this. I mean, we can reach out, but I wouldn't make it a major concern for soliciting. All the people who are truly interested in helping in leadership positions are already tuned in to what's going on. And those are the people that we would want to have submissions from anyway, so can I just go ahead and make a motion that we, that we do what we did last time, which was a 1 month period to submit.
Hey there.
Hi, can you?
Oh, hang on, just let me silence my iPad.
Thank you. So we have a 1 month period of time, to have people submit and then, because that would still give us 2 months without additional months without a trustee in that position, because we would need a month to solicit applications, and then it would be the following board meeting that we would make an appointment, correct?
Yeah, so if we go by that timeline, we could leave it open until May 10th. And then, well, that's actually only 3 weeks. But then if we did it till May 10th, then we could make a decision on it at the May 13th board meeting and appoint someone. So obviously my other primary concern is not having a director of public works. That's a very important role on this board. And I want to get these committee assignments hashed out, and really until we get the full board, it's hard enough to juggle them around and slot people, so
How many applications did we get last time?
like 4
Yeah, I think 2 weeks.
4 or 5, but again, I don't see any reason why we can't run it up until till the 10th. And then we'll have them for that Monday meeting.
The difference was, Tina, it was a full board meeting when that was brought up,
Gotcha.
and we don't have a full full attendance
Right.
like we did that time.
Is it your suggestion then that you would like to make the announcement on the 13th and then wait until June 10th for appointment, or? I mean,
What's the legal process on this factor? Is there a timeline?
No, there is not. Board can create whatever process it feels it's fair and will attract the maximum number of candidates.
Okay, well, I would be in support of making a motion that we use social media, public postings, the Civic Plus system and the website to notify the electorate that a board position is open, that they would need to submit a letter of interest by May 10th, and that those letters of interest would be reviewed and candidates would be interviewed on the May 13th board meeting for possible appointment by the board at that time.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Galatola Roby.
Now, the only question I have with that is if we do by the 10th, we get our packets on Thursday or Friday. So if they don't have to submit until the 10th, we might not see those letters till the 13th.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, honestly, the last time they weren't very lengthy anyway.
Yeah, it was
They're-
a couple sentences, yeah.
They're a paragraph at best,
Okay.
typically. I wouldn't expect anything much more than that, so if you come to the meeting a little early, I'm sure clerk's office will have them available and you can get something to add, Jerry.
Well, I was just gonna say, when we went through this 10, 12 years ago, we did 2 occasions, and both times we had 3 people apply, so. And they were all people who came to the meetings or were active in the village also. That's when Ron got appointed,
Yeah,
so.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. I'm just saying that our packets come to us either on Thursday or Friday. And so we wouldn't really see the letters to review them till the 13th at the meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
which, again, how many people are you gonna get?
Yeah.
I don't expect to have dozens.
so,
Who
we have
wants
a
to do
motion and a
backup?
second, and any other
I would
comments?
like to add, we have a sign in front of Village Hall.
Yeah, we
I
can put it
think
on there.
it should be put on there.
Yep.
Starting Monday.
Yep, yeah, that's another good one too.
Someone makes a sheet, I can give it to Prospect, I can give it to the estates north. and
Yeah, I
they can
will-
print it. And
I will draft a short notice unless, do you have something that you think would be? Or do you want me to just draft a short notice? Alright.
There's no specific language.
Yeah, I'll draft a short little notice. I'll send it to Brenda. She can create a PDF on letterhead
Mhm.
on Monday. And then we can distribute it to those
oh, good,
different organizations.
you know somebody at Rock Point, you could send it to too?
Yes,
Okay.
and yes,
One other thing that can be done is that the letter is come in on the 10th. They can be scanned and distributed
By
electronically.
email. Yeah.
If others come at the end of the day, well, you know.
Yes, Rob.
yeah,
Monday.
yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, any other comments or, no? Okay, so we have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 6, may convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19.851E to deliberate and negotiate the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business. Whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, reasons require a closed session, namely to consider a lot sale offer submitted by its owner, which may have merit as the village evaluates potential Main Street enhancements. So I need a motion first.
I make a motion that we go into closed session.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote.
Right? Yes.
Moore, yes. Calatrava,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Vernier.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
That's why I wanted this position, so that I can just, I was sending emails while you were,
Folks waited around, all right?
wow.
Anything else?
Yeah, a little bit. What do we got left here?
Okay, so, we've reconvened into open session and, I would entertain motions to table items 6 and 7 until a future meeting.
Well, I will make a motion regarding agenda item number 6 to, permanently table. Indefinitely table, that item.
I will second.
The motion is second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and as to item number 7,
I would make a motion that we, table item number 7, pending further investigation by Village of Lannon Legal.
I would recommend May 13th.
Okay, and that agenda item be reinstated on the May 13th, regular village board meeting agenda
As a closed session.
as a closed session.
I will second.
do we have a motion and a second? Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mhm.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
All right.